looks like they're trying to come on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's Damien, and he's in the city. I know that for sure because his wife told me so. And he's probably not got good internet, and
Oh.
he's probably just listening,
Oh, can you
which is
still listen?
which
Oh,
is
okay.
fine.
Yeah, it says he can't talk. Hi, Damien.
Welcome, Damien and Chriselle. So yeah, so
And
that's
Chriselle? Oh, he's with his wife down there?
I believe so. Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So
And where's
so
Angie?
I'm not sure. She might be busy working or something.
She probably is. She's really busy with the store, and I didn't go in, so
So
what a help I am.
we have to be open to the fact that our bodies know how to heal themselves, and if we give them everything that they need to try it before we go to the drastic measures, you might find that it can do that. And I had a client one time on my table, and when we were towards the end of the treatment, he asked me about his wife's father. His wife's father was going in and out of a dementia type situation because he was in his 80s. And
Mm-hmm.
the day before he came to me, they had to take him to the hospital because all of a sudden he didn't know who he was. He thought he was a child. He thought he was like, he didn't know how to do anything. He was literally talking and acting like a child, like he had no knowledge of his life. He just became a kid again.
Wow.
Okay. Have you ever experienced that, Debbie,
Oh, yeah.
in your work? Okay.
I've never seen it so fast, so.
When
Like, have
he
you seen
told
someone go that fast now?
Well, usually when they come in, you don't really see them deteriorate that quick because usually
Oh,
they're
okay, because
slowly coming in
Yeah.
and then they.
well,
I worked on
this was
palliative and
happening
chronic
to
care, so they were starting to do that.
this was happening over time, where it wasn't bad. He kept going in and out of it, and I guess when they took him to the hospital this time, and this was up in Bracebridge, they said he's not going to leave this time. Like it's really bad this time. And so when I had the client on the table, he said, "Is any of this stuff that you do able to help him?" And I thought about it, and then I glanced over at these posters on the wall,
Mm-hmm.
and what they actually show is that the energy of the body that is current time, like right here and now,
Yeah.
is right within just a few inches of yourself. That's current time energy. And as you move away from the body, you're going farther and farther and farther back in time. 6 feet away from you is infancy. Everything that you were when you were an infant is 6 feet away from you. So as I'm looking at the poster and thinking about what he said, I'm going, well, the only thing that makes sense here is that the guy's field collapsed in on him. Like the power that was powering that field lost its power and it collapsed in on him. Infancy became current time. So,
And how does that happen to one?
well, that is generated by the heart. Okay, like the heart is powering the field. The heart powers this field, and if this field collapses in on you, then you've given up. You don't want to live anymore. Like your heart has
Oh,
lost the desire. The
that's
field
what my
collapsed.
mom did. Yeah, she said I'm done, and she was gone in a couple days.
Yeah.
That's what mine
So
did too.
I said to him, I said, you know what? I said after I looked at the poster and like he was still here on the table, I said I'm thinking that his field collapsed, and I showed him the poster. And I hate doing this, but I'm gonna pick you guys up one more time. I did this last time. If you can see right there, it says gestation birth. Can you see that?
Okay. I
And
think I
then
see a ring.
that says gestation and birth right there. Um, and then as you come into the body, there's 15 years old, 30 years old, 45 years old, and 60 years old, depending on how old you are. So when I was looking at that, and I'm thinking his field collapsed in on him because he thinks he's a child. I said to the guy, I said, look, I said, if you get permission from the hospital that I can bring these tuning forks in there, I'll come up and spend an hour with him and try to blow that field back up. Because that's exactly what happens. I blow people's fields up so I can check them. Like when you come in and I'm going to check your field, I blow your field up first so that it's at its full expanse. And I do that by playing the tuning fork into the bottom of the feet and then into the top of the head. And it blows this up. So like even if you're feeling down, I can blow it up. So
You need to go see Brent, Wendy.
so I got permission from the hospital to
I
go in
need
there.
something.
I got permission from the hospital to go in there with the tuning forks and treat him. And all they said was, just don't disturb any of the other patients. There was one other patient in the room with him. So up I went with all of these tuning forks. And this was in the evening, in the visiting hours of the evening. And I spent an hour with him blowing up his field. And then I did all of his chakras. I charged up everything I could possibly charge up. He knew exactly who he was before I left there, and he was let out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he spent another year knowing who he was before he died.
That's really nice.
So that's why I believe, Wendy, that all of the typical ways that we always went about healing ourselves,
Well, I know things are changing.
it's not that they're wrong. It's just it's what we believe to be true through the medical way of doing things. But we seem to want to discredit everything else. Like nothing could be
Well, it
as
looks
good
like
as
I have a while to work on it.
yeah. But
It was supposed to be operated in January, and they keep putting it off. So,
for thousands of years, people have known different ways of doing things to correct things, and we've threw all of that out the window at some point in time, and we shouldn't have. We should have considered it greatly. And a lot of the things that we do are just new versions of the old things.